Just be out with us to Alaska! It's been one of my dream destinations for many years, and I am thrilled to be here. The best way to explore Alaska is by land and the sea, and we're doing both. We're staying in Anchorage for 5 nights, and then we're boarding on a cruise out of Seward, Alaska. One-way sailing cruise from Alaska to Vancouver. So let's start our Alaska exploration by land. But before we do so, we have to fuel up.
We've done our research and we found out that this cafe behind us, Snow City Cafe, is the locals' favorite. And of course, if the locals are eating there, you know it must be good, and that's where we need to be. We already checked in and it was an hour and 40-minute wait. So you know the food must be good.
But we are starving and we're not sure if we'll be able to wait that long. Let's go.
After a 45-minute wait, we finally got our seat in this place.
I ordered wild mushroom omelet. It comes with wild mushrooms, obviously, caramelized onions and spinach, and a massive slab of hash browns. And the bun got eggs Benedict with homemade hollandaise sauce, bacon on a muffin, and of course it comes with hash browns as well. And they also have homemade jams here. This is raspberry jam, and they also have some type of mixed berry jam. How's your eggs so far?
Eggs are really great. The eggs Benedict is done perfectly, nice and runny the way you would like it, with the hollandaise sauce on top. Now the bacon is not your typical bacon, like sliced bacon that you would get. It's actually circular. It's round, but it has a really good smoky taste to it. It's really good. And my hash browns, nice, crispy on the top, and then nice and soft on the inside. Really good. I like this.
My omelet is done really well. I don't like when the eggs are burned and brown. I even forgot to ask for it, and it already came really nicely done. And obviously the combination of sauteed onions and mushrooms. Now let's get into the cost. Our total is $39. My omelet was $16. Devon's eggs Benedict was also $16, and 2 coffees are $7 for 2. Snow City Cafe is definitely Jbo approved and worth the wait. Now we are getting ready for our road trip, but before we do that, we need to stop at a supermarket and get some snacks and water. We just got to Walmart. It was a quick 8-minute drive from the breakfast place where we ate. Did you know there are actually 3 Walmarts here in Anchorage? And if you're interested to see what the prices for groceries are here in Walmart and how they compare to your local Walmart, be sure to subscribe to our channel because we will take you shopping in our future videos. Picked up all our snacks for the road, and we're officially ready for the road trip. Just be out with us. After a quick 15-minute drive from Anchorage City, we reached our first lookout point. This is called Beluga Point, and the reason why is because you can spot beluga whales here. Of course, it is very rare and I wasn't expecting to, but the scenery is really beautiful. You only need a few minutes at this lookout. There are 2 telescopes here, but they don't seem to be working. I don't know, maybe I don't know how to use them, but just look at the scenery and move on to your next location. The drive here is so relaxing and peaceful. It's starting to drizzle a little bit, but as we're driving, we're passing by mountains and the clouds are just sitting in random places.
And really low.
Yeah,
They're
like
really
in the
low.
middle of the mountain, there's like a cloud, really beautiful. It just like it was placed there. We're driving through Seaward Highway and it is incredibly scenic. And even though Beluga Point is considered the most popular lookout, but check out the other lookouts, and along the way you will find many lookout points. And we are at another lookout point and it is even more picturesque than Beluga Point. We just arrived to Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center. Hi! It is $18 per person and they do take cards as well. You have to pay right at the entrance before you even drive through. You can either drive around the conservation center, it's a 1.5 mile loop, you just need to keep it slow, or you can also walk around. There is a recreational area where you can find some food, snacks, tea, coffee, and also there is a pretty large gift shop and restrooms. I got my tea to warm up because it is really hot and it is cold outside. And now we're starting our loop trail. Let's go see some animals. This is the only place where you guarantee to see so much wildlife, and the area where they are is pretty much their natural environment. It's not like they are in the zoo in a small little pens. The area is really vast. Yes, they are fenced off, and the way they set up, the animals come really close to the fence because they're eating here. So the workers put their food close to the fence, so you get to see them really up close without disturbing them.
What's really cool about this conservation center is that you can really get close to the animals. As you can see behind me, they're just a few feet away. And the best part about it, look at the backdrop, like this mountainous clouds going through the mountains with the mountains are snow-capped. It's really, really, really beautiful. There are actually two ways to explore this beautiful park. One is by vehicle. We see tour buses passing and people's personal cars, and the way we're doing it is actually walking. Now, out of the two, which do I suggest? Walking, of course. You could do it at your own pace. It's very slow. You can get up close and personal to the animals, and you can see them feeding, and you can go around the entire loop, which is about 1.5 miles. So if you have the time, we highly recommend making the trip out here. Give yourself enough time to really enjoy these animals. They're actually spectacular. And of course, you can't beat this view.
This beauty right behind me is a black bear, female black bear, Ulu. She's 20 years old. And I know many of you don't like to see animals in captivity, but these are all rescued animals. For example, Ulu was found in a construction pit, and she was not, when she was a baby, so she wouldn't be able to survive by herself. So the conservation center rescued her, and they are caring for her the entire life, providing medical assistance if needed. They watch her health, they feed her, so she's living her best life here, when in the wild she wouldn't be able to survive. There are two restrooms in the area. One is by the gift shop and the other one right in the middle of the loop. So don't worry if you're walking around taking your time and you need to have a bathroom break. It is right here, and behind it there is also a picnic area. So if you bring some food with you, you can actually have a picnic here. Now let's talk about the attire when you come to Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center. Make sure you have the waterproof jacket with you and waterproof boots with you, or hiking shoes. You will probably have it with you on your Alaska trip, but you might think, okay, these are just roads, some of them are paved like this ones, but if you look at my shoes, they are still wet. I'm wearing winter waterproof boots and I feel really comfortable in them. My feet are warm. We are in August. If you want to see the animals a little bit closer, you might walk off the road to the grassy area, and there's some parts that are muddy or the grass is wet. So make sure you wear shoes with your toes covered, waterproof, and your feet are warm and protected, because surfaces are not even. Here there are rocks, mud, and dirt, and sometimes it's really wet. Here at the Conservation Center, they offer encounter programs where you can get up close and personal with brown bears and moose. You can feed the moose, you can feed the brown bear. Brown bear program is $125 per person, and feeding the moose is $15 per person. So if it's in your budget, be sure to schedule it online prior your visit, because they have certain times where you can participate in such program. But if it's not in your budget, don't worry. Just look at the schedule for free programs where you can learn a lot about different animals. Behind me you can see Mama and her baby calf, and we are so fortunate to see them because this baby calf was born just a few hours ago today, and you can see he's barely standing. He is clinging to his mom and feeding. It is such a magical moment. Wow, we spent here about 3 hours, and look at those majestic creatures right behind us. They are reindeers and they come so close. You actually need to back away from the fence because the antlers go through. This place is definitely Jbo approved, and you must come here when coming to Alaska. It is really close to Anchorage, so if you're taking a cruise out of Alaska or you're coming to Alaska on a cruise, be sure to have extra time to come here.
This is the #1 place where you're guaranteed to see bears, moose, reindeers, bison, you name it, they got it here and you will get to see it.
Here's a Jbo Pro Tip for you. Come early. In the morning, they have a lot of programs that you can come and join for free and learn about those animals and ask the rangers questions. It is really cool. Thank you for joining us on our Alaska journey. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell notifications, because tomorrow we are going to another really cool place.
Thank you so much for watching, and as usual, just be out with us.